Hey everyone, welcome back to Those Fake Nerds. I'm your host, Brian. Making a game is hard. Getting people to play a game is hard. And what's even more difficult is getting people to play an online only game. Games like Concord, for instance, have come and gone in very quick succession due to player base not being that strong. Similarly, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League suffered from people trying it, not liking it, and dropping it, or just not trying it at all, and eventually being shut down. And unfortunately, we have another game to add to the pile of rejected online only games. So, Star Wars Hunters has announced that it will shut down after just 9 months. So, this is from VGC. Players will not be getting refunds for any season passes or microtransactions from Zigna. Zynga has announced that it will be shutting down Star Wars Hunters despite the game only having come out last summer. The free-to-play PvP Arena Combat game was released June 4th, 2024 on the Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android, and was set between the events of Star Wars Episode 6 and 7. The game released to mixed feedback from critics, however, with the Switch version receiving a Metacritic score of 57. It would appear that the game didn't take off as expected, which is why Zynga has now announced that the game's final content update will be released on April 15th, followed by a complete shutdown of its servers on October 1st. They said in a statement, quote, "Thank you all for the incredible support and being part of the world of Vespera. After careful consideration, we want to let you know that the final content update for Star Wars Hunters on all platforms will be on April 15th, and the game will remain playable through October 1st, 2025. When the game's online services will be shut down. We understand this news may be disappointing, and we want to assure you that the decision was not made lightly. Your passion, dedication to the game and its community have meant the world to us, and we are committed to providing visibility and updates throughout the transition process." Zynga says that it will turn off all in-app purchases on April 15th, citing this as the reason it won't be refunding any season passes or paid currency players have bought. In an FAQ asking whether players will receive refunds for buying it into the arena path for season 5, the publisher says, quote, "The intention of the 30-day notice we are giving between March 17th and turning off the in-app purchases on April 15th is to give players enough time to max out the arena pass before the end of the seasons. As for crystals, the game's premium currency, which is bought with real money, Zynga says crystal purchases will not be refunded. The intention of the 30-day notice we are giving March 17th and turning off in-app purchases for April 15th is to give players ample time to prepare and spend the in-game currency they have purchased. Star Wars Hunters soft launch on Android in India, the Philippines, Malaysia, Taiwan, New Zealand, Australia, and Indonesia back in 2021, but numerous delays meant it didn't fully launch until the summer of 2024. So, unfortunate for anybody who was a fan of Star Wars Hunters, and unfortunate for anyone who invested a lot of money into these games. That's like the big risk that you run with these types of games, right? Where they need a player base to be successful, and if they aren't successful right out of the gate, that makes players less likely to try them, because then you run into the risk of like, well, what if I play this? What if I get invested and it just goes away? We've seen this happen countless times recently. Obviously, as I said at the top of the show, Concord is like the big one that people think about, but Multiverses also just went out. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League just suffered a similar fate. The Avengers multiplayer game had a similar fate where they shut down their servers. Like, if you don't jump on one of these online only games, then you run the risk of it going away forever pretty quickly, and then it just makes it so that you don't want to try it at all. And I certainly understand that, like, these types of games are appealing to developers, right? I saw a stat where it was like 40% of the game time for PlayStation was spent in like only the top 10 games or something to that effect. And so that really narrows, like 60%. Okay, that's more than half, but that's for every other game. So if you can capture an audience and get them to buy into one of these games, you're setting yourself up to make just an incredible amount of money. But it's such a high risk because we only see like maybe one, maybe two, but oftentimes zero new games in this kind of genre catch on in a given year. And then, people get fired, companies take a huge loss. It's just, a big disaster for everyone. So if you've played Star Wars Hunters, I'd love to hear from you. Are you disappointed that it's shutting down within a year? Are you upset that you're not going to get any refunds, or are you kind of okay with it given the time that they've given you to either spend the currency that you've purchased or work your way through whatever their version of the battle pass is? I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from somebody who has actually played this game, because I haven't, and I might try it now knowing he's going to die, which, doesn't help anybody. But, it is a very interesting situation where this game is essentially like a dead game walking, right? And we don't normally see that a lot of times when these games get shut down. It's like, we're shutting down right now and it's over. So let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments, and we will see you in the next one.